We'll just go as long as we need to. Hey, welcome, Natalie. Everyone give Natalie a big hand. Thank you for being with us
Well,
tonight.
hello everybody. Happy to be here. I do see some familiar faces. Erin, I see Dan, Roxanne. I think I've seen you at one of them as well. Good to see everybody. Um, Kyle, is it good if we go ahead and jump right in? Perfect, perfect. So, if we've never met before, my name is Natalie. I have been in the marketing space for about 5 years now, which is pretty crazy. I'm 25 years old. I've traveled the world with the systems that I've built. I'm about to show you now. And quick raise of the hands. Who's using AI right now? ChatGPT, Claude. Perfect, perfect. Go ahead and leave a comment with what your favorite AI model is. Chat, are you a DeepSeek kind of person? Maybe you're using Grok. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let's see what we got going on here. Beautiful. ChatGPT, the most popular. Sweet. So, what we're going to talk about today is how to clone your brain into AI assistants. This is going to allow you to automate those small, minute tasks in your business that you might be having, you're tired of doing. Maybe you're tired of answering the exact same conversations over and over again. ChatGPT perplexity. Okay. Nice, nice. Now, the problem that we're going to be solving is that feeling of constantly being stuck in a loop, answering the same questions, writing the same emails, and constantly reinventing the wheel. And this is especially whenever you're hiring new people onto your team, giving them the same training materials, having the same conversations. Or if you're somebody who's in the consulting space, having the same conversations with clients, getting them the same results, but not having the proper vehicle to get them to the same place. Now, see here. With that being said, has anybody here heard of the term custom GPTs before? Yes? Go ahead and leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat. Now, the difference between a custom GPT and just a regular ChatGPT conversation is a ChatGPT conversation is going to be one conversation bot. It's going to lose memory over time. It's not going to remember the small little tasks. Katrina says, just from you, I love it, Katrina. So a regular conversation that you're having on a daily basis is, hey, what is the capital of Maine? What should I eat for dinner today? Those small question and answers, that's going to be how most people are using ChatGPT, but that is just touching the surface of what's actually possible. What a custom GPT is going to do is it's going to take you out of that endless cycle of creating something from scratch, asking it one question, explaining that question to ChatGPT, and repeating that over and over again. And the worst possible thing that you could experience whenever having a conversation, just a normal chat with ChatGPT, is completely losing all of your memory. Now, ChatGPT recently did just to upgrade the memory space that you have. So it does have more space to store your memory. But if you go into your ChatGPT and look at it, it might probably be at 80 to 90% if you use it every day, just like I do. Mine is at 93. I'm deleting my memories and it kind of feels like a heartbreak every time I do it. So that's why I build these custom GPTs. So the old way of doing it is just using it like a tool where it gets dumber over time. It's going to forget everything every 6 months because you're going to have to completely wipe your memory clean. The new way to do it is through custom GPTs, these digital assets that you can own, you can sell. It's going to remember everything. It's going to get smarter every time. And think of it as a digital employee who's going to think like you. You don't have to give it the context of what you're looking for, how to deliver it, or the format of how you want to deliver your emails. Now, you can use custom GPTs for everything. You can use a Life Coach GPT, Fitness GPT, Carousel GPT, OfferBot GPT. These are just 4 examples of how I am using them in my day-to-day life. With my Life Coach GPT, it knows everything about me, my 1-year goals, my 5-year goals, my 10-year goals, what I'm struggling with right now. And it helps me stay focused on how to work on my business rather than staying in the rat race of working in my business. Fitness GPT, I track everything. I weigh all my food. It knows my macros. It knows how much I weigh, and it knows exactly what my goals are in this season of my life, and it makes recommendations accordingly. What's also super cool about this is it can now search the internet to help me build my shopping list and find the best prices, which is pretty insane whenever you're looking for pasture-raised eggs when eggs are like $13. I want to find the best place to go. Now, who wants to see a demo of my Life Coach GPT? I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable and personal here. Now, before I pull the curtain back on my Life Coach GPT, I want to talk to you a bit more about the context of how I actually built this thing. So I sat down and I kind of had a therapy session. I wrote down I had a conversation about all of my goals, everything I was struggling with, everything I wanted to do. This probably realistically took me 15 to 30 minutes to map out my 1 to 5 year action plan. That way it has that reference. The next thing I did is I had seen a YouTube video about the 1,000-minute rule, about you have around 1,000 minutes a day of actual productive energy. How do you optimize and manage your time to get the most out of it? So I uploaded that resource as well. I told it exactly how to communicate with me. I really don't like whenever coaches or my own accountability partners are very soft with me or try to fluff everything up. So I told it to hold me accountable, be hard and tough on me, but without judgment and without having that bias. So now we taught it how to think. It gave it the context of who I am and what my goals are. And then I taught it how to communicate with me that I would best resonate. So let's go ahead and do a quick demo of my Life Coach GPT. Okay, can everybody see my Life Coach GPT here? Thumbs up. Perfect. So I'm just going to ask it, what are my goals? Here's a direct breakdown of my goals. And it's going to break down my 1 year goals, 5 year goals. And I broke it down by mindset in life and not just business. So what do I want to have in my life? Travel through Asia, deepen my relationship with God, make new friendships, reconnect with joy, let go of fear, paralysis, and perfectionism. You guys are getting the real vulnerability. I had a full conversation, so you're getting to see the real behind the scenes. Now, it also understands my business model, so it can help advise me almost as a business advisor as well. So now do you see what's possible? How much time do I realistically have right now? I have a conversation with this every single day on how am I going to start my day and what is my day going to look like. I don't have to tell it anything. I say, how do I start my day? What are my goals? This is what I've done so far this week. And it maps out my entire day. So I'm going to say, just theoretically, today is Monday. Create my plan for the week. Perfect. And so now it's going to map out all my key focus areas, weekly to-dos, et cetera, et cetera. And this is all up-to-date information on what I'm honestly currently working on, right? It has all the context, and I'm not even giving it these extensive prompts. Now you're getting to see what's actually possible with these. Let's go on to a few more examples, or let's take a step back and talk about the different types of digital assistants, or Custom GPTs is the official phrase for that. There's 2 different types. And as I'm going through this, I recommend you have a pen and paper on the side, or maybe your notes app, and come up with ideas. How could this possibly impact your life? Where could you use a custom GPT? I see Coach Singletree saying, I need my life. Write down, do you want a Life Coach GPT? Do you want a Business Coach GPT? I'll find someone to pick at the end. And potentially, if we have enough time, we'll go ahead and do a mock-up of what it would look like to build one. Now, 2 different types of custom GPTs. We have a daily assistant one, and we have a task automation tool. 2 completely use cases. Daily assistant, this is something that you're going to have conversations with. Life coach, fitness trainer, business advisor, something that knows your history and your future goals. task automation tool. I mean, we use this for everything. We have it to write content, to respond to emails. We even have it to analyze all of our sales scripts or all of our past sales calls and find the best scripts and the most common objections. So that way, when we're training the sales team, they're able to just go look at it and have an active conversation if they're on a call or something, and then an objection is coming up that they're really not sure how to face. Right. So we have a tool and we have an assistant. One you're having daily conversations with, and one you're using just as a tool whenever you need something here. Now, how do you actually build these things? What does it actually look like on the back end? 3 simple steps to get you started. The first step is pick your thing. And if you have your thing, you have an idea, go ahead and leave it in the chat. I'll look at some of the ideas that we have here and I'll tell you if it's possible. 90% of the time it is. So identify what you repeat the most in your business or your life, or what you're looking to reflect on in your life. Number 1. Number 2, build your digital brain. So this is where we create a knowledge base with your expertise, with your examples, and we'll go into what a knowledge base exactly is, and I'll show you what mine looks like. In summary, a knowledge base is where you're going to basically keep a document of all of the ChatGPT responses so you can come back to it later. And number 3, choose your format. Do you want it to be an assistant or a tool? Once we identify these 3, we're able to go on to the next step and really start building everything together. So going deeper into picking your thing, I want to walk through some examples of what this actually looks like and how you can use it. And I'll show you a few of mine here. I mean, this is just a couple of the ones I have, but I have over 10. I have a series of them. So if I wanted to write an email, great, I need to write a email to send to my newsletter. I'll go ahead and come into here, write a sales email using day 3 of the countdown, and it'll go ahead and write everything for me with a simple click of a button. And it's just going to give me context and all of that here. I have let's look at another example. I have an offer bot. So if somebody is launching a digital offer or you're looking to scale your business and grow online, you can come onto here and just press start now, and it'll go through an exercise with you to get clear on your offer, right? The 2 that we just looked at are tools. The first one we looked at, the Life Coach, is an assistant. So you could use this for client onboarding, handling sales objections, for content creation, post on LinkedIn, Facebook, for team training. If you're onboarding new hires on specific methods, you want them to get a good understanding of your business, they can go through this process as well. If you're trying to learn a new skill, you can train it to be a master of a skill and guide you to learn more about it over time. That's going to be step 1. Identify what exactly is it that you want to build. Step 2 is building your digital brain, aka your knowledge base. There's going to be 3 tools that I recommend within this process. Number 1 is going to be Notion.com. This is going to be your digital notebook for all of your knowledge base. I'll show you an example in just a moment. We use Loom.com to record screen shares explaining the processes. So let's say theoretically you're in real estate and you're showing what it looks like to underwrite a real estate deal. You can use Loom, record your screen, and walk through the process. And it's automatically going to transcribe the video for you so you can copy and paste that into GPT to help train it. We're giving it training material in this step too. The third tool is Glass.co. This is actually a Chrome extension, and this is whenever you see a YouTube video that has really impacted your life or is full of knowledge, Glass.co is going to give you the transcript of the YouTube video, so now you can train your GPT on YouTube knowledge. So you're getting information from the top creators in the world, uploading it to your GPT so you can start training it on how to think like them. Fourth is you can upload business books of your own. So if you've written a book, you can go ahead and upload it into here, or you want to upload a recent book that you read recently. So if you're a big fan of Think and Grow Rich or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you can download those books using a tool called feeddo.com. You can download almost any book off of this website and upload it into the knowledge base of your custom GPT. We've done this with sales books in particular to help with understanding the psychology behind how people make buying decisions. So go ahead and take a screenshot of these 3 tools, realistically 4 tools here. This is how you're going to build your knowledge base. Step 3 with building out your custom GPT. Let's go back just a moment, or let's see here. There you go. So step 3 is going to be choosing your format. Is this going to be an assistant, a tool? Maybe it's going to be a combined approach. And that's how you're going to be able to at least build the foundation of your custom GPT. Now, with that being said, let's go into building a custom GPT live. Let's go into building one now. Now, what you're going to need is you're going to need the $20 version of ChatGPT. You don't need the $200 version. Just the $20 version will give you the unlimited GPTs that you can build. And what you're going to do is you're going to come into ChatGPT. There's going to be a button here called Explore GPTs. Then from there, you're going to press the Create button. And this is what the back end of this actually looks like. I can come into here and press Create and say, help me create a assistant to write a book. Now ChatGPT is going to think about this, and it's going to help you get this process started. And so now you can have a conversation with it on what you want your custom GPT to do, to think, to talk, etc. In the configure section, you'll notice it automatically updated the instructions here. The GPT is a dedicated writing assistant designed to help users write a book, from brainstorming to outlining chapters, developing characters, etc., etc. It also created some conversation starters. And you can also, let's say whenever you are downloading books or whatever, uploading resources that you've recorded or created, you're just going to press knowledge base, upload files, and add them into there. And it can do up to 20 files uploaded into here, and each file can be the size of a Harry Potter book. So it can digest a really good amount of information. Now with the capabilities, just best practices, keep web search on and keep code interpreter on here. And boom, done. I'll press create. Everything is ready. Let me make sure to name it. Book writing, GPT. And again, this is a very elementary, simple one. We didn't do anything fancy to create this, but boom, there you go. I could go ahead and share it with everybody by sharing the link, and now you would have full access with this. The reason we want to have code interpreter on is because whenever we upload files, now it'll be able to understand the files. The reason we turn Canvas off is because it usually condenses information. We want it to give us as much information as possible. We never want it to cut it short. And so this is what the back end of a custom GPT looks like. How does this feel for everybody? Does this feel overwhelming just to look at? Or now that you kind of see the process, does it kind of take that weight off your shoulders of, you know what, I think I can do this too? Go ahead and put a thumbs up in the chat. That way, if you guys have any questions, we can go ahead and get at those at the very end. Now, what we just did is we created a GPT, we set the purpose, we uploaded knowledge, and now we could test it live. Now, let me see if I can go ahead and pull up my knowledge base so you can see what this actually looks like. Here it is. Yes, Dan, definitely try it on your own. All right, so let's go ahead and look at my knowledge base here. The knowledge base that where I keep all of my knowledge is going to be in Notion. Reason being is because Notion has a AI built into it. So the more information and data that I upload into it, the more it's going to learn and grow over time. So it's kind of a double whammy. Perfect. Awesome. Can everybody see my Notion? Yes? Okay, great. So you'll see I have a lot of files in here, and they're all tagged. So if I go ahead and click into here, we do train it on some, let's say, Instagram videos. We transcribe the videos here. We have video sales letters documented here. My entire story is in here. We'll have entire books documented. My brand and content playbook is in here. So whenever you're collecting information, you don't have to just sit down and just record everything and do everything on your own. You could just have a ChatGPT conversation, and I just copy and paste everything into here, and you can see how much information this is. So then from there, I just download it, upload it into my custom GPT. It's there forever. I'm never going to lose it. And so you have to really focus whenever you're building these type of models, is focusing on really getting organized. Just in case anything burns down, at least you have it stored somewhere, just in case ChatGPT forgets how to use it or what to do. It's great to use it to reboot. Now, an advanced trick whenever using custom GPTs is that they can communicate with one another. I can have my own Natalie GPT communicate with my email GPT and create a custom email. So my email GPT, the one that let's pull that back up just for the sake of example. Perfect. So we will go into the email GPT. And if I tag my business GPT into here, look at that. Our email copywriter GPT can now communicate with our business GPT. This is game changer. Now I have created dozens of just general GPTs that not only can I share with my clients, but I can share with my team. And it's going to be overlapped to where this email copywriter is trained on over 400 high-performing emails, and now any business owner can use it to be successful at writing emails here. Are you copying and pasting from one GPT conversation to your custom GPT? Dan, if you could elaborate that question in the chat, and I'll go ahead and answer that at the very end. So that is a concept called GPT chaining, where we're able to get our GPTs to talk together. So whenever you're thinking about tools or assistants, your Life Coach GPT, and email writing GPT, think about how these are going to work together, almost like a team of assistants who are getting tasks done. Now, a couple of tools to make your life easier throughout this process and kind of expand your thinking about what's possible whenever leveraging AI are going to be these top three. We went over Notion.com. Like I mentioned before, this has an AI built into it. So the more knowledge it has into there, the more it learns about you. We've actually started using this with creating content calendars because it has so much information about us. It actually gets better over time at copywriting. So we're using that in conjunction with ChatGPT and Claude. The second one is going to be pickaxe.co. Let me blow your brain here. Whenever you build a GPT, a custom GPT trained on your brain, trained on your knowledge, you can now monetize your digital brain. Tony Robbins just did this in his last challenge. What he was able to do is he created a custom GPT with Dean Graziosi's brain and Tony Robbins' brain, mix it together, and sold it to all of, or gave it and sold it to all of the participants. So with your custom GPTs, you can use an app like Pickaxe to create a paywall on your GPTs to sell them for a one-time price or a subscription, whatever you decide to do there. The third tool is Feedo. This is what we mentioned before. This is actually to create simple prompts. I think I got that mixed up here. The app to download books is actually oceanofpdf.com. Oceanofpdf.com is going to be to download books. Feedo is actually going to be able to help you write simple prompts. You may have heard of a concept called prompt engineering. It sounds very fancy, it sounds very techy, and I'll be honest with you, you don't have to learn it at all. This app, Feedo, is going to help you optimize the prompts that you're giving to ChatGPT to help it get you the best results. So just put your ideas into feedo.com. It'll bring it out, and that's going to give you better responses from GPT rather than just giving it a, hey, do X for me. It'll really help you break that down on that end here. Dan just did Thrive with Tony and Dean. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, they did a great marketing campaign on that. Does anybody have ideas with their custom GPT as we're going through this? Go ahead and leave them in the chat so we can come back to this later. Now, talking about what is this actually going to do for your business? Well, in terms of FAQ, answering questions, especially if you have a consulting business, an info business, if you have a large team, it's going to really take down the amount of questions you're getting asked daily. If you're in the real estate space, there's a woman named Vina Jetty who has $1 billion portfolio with a B. And she recently created a custom GPT to give out to all of her mentees so they can ask them questions. Pace Morby of Sub 2, if you've also heard of him in the real estate community, just created a custom GPT and gave it out to all of his students. And I was talking to one of them yesterday because they're one of my clients. And she just casually said, yeah, I was talking to Pace yesterday. Oh, wait, I mean Pace AI. But she felt like she was having a real conversation with him because of the way it was communicating to her. Hey, but she got what she needed. She got the mentorship that she needed through that conversation. Another thing it's going to help you with is just saving time. I mean, writing emails, responding to messages. I mean, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I forget to respond to messages, even friends' messages, and they'll send me a long message. I'll take a screenshot, put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, what are the 3 best ways to respond to this message so I can be a great friend? And it'll help me write up that message there. Of course, whenever we think about the time with setting these up as well, a lot, maybe 20 minutes per GPT to create it, and you'll be good. And as you do this over time, that time is going to go lower and lower and lower. Your first time, 20 minutes, your next time might be 15, and your next time might be 10 minutes. Now, let's see here. There we go. Now, if you're thinking, I want this, I don't know where to start, feel free to scan the QR code here. And what we're going to be able to do is we'll be able to just audit your business, figure out what do you currently have in your business, what do you have in place, where do you want to optimize it using ChatGPT or using AI, and we'll go ahead and help create your knowledge-based strategy and develop a simple plan on how to use this for your business. Again, this will just be a free 30-minute call. Talk to Kyle about this, and we just want to make sure that you guys get off on the right step with using AI. Don't get overwhelmed with all the tools, all the processes. Do not get distracted with the 500 different prompts to get started with AI. Just have an idea, find someone who's an expert, and start executing.
Amazing. Natalie, anything else, or are you going to go to Q&A now?
We'll go to Q&A.
That was awesome. Everyone get a screenshot of that, or get, so this is to book an appointment with you?
Yep, so this will be able to book an appointment. This will be just a free strategy call to figure out how to use AI within your business.
Okay, cool. And then anything else before we jump into Q&A? Any other things you want to share as far as people can get a hold of you, or is that the best way?
Yeah, so this will be the best way if you're looking for real one-on-one support. Feel free to take a screenshot of this as well, just your homework assignment on some ideas that I truly believe everybody should have these 4 GPTs in their business: content creator, training assistant, personal coach, and FAQ assistant to help you answer clients' questions. And best of all, if you're just getting started with AI, just getting your foot into the door, we are hosting a Clone and Convert challenge on June 12th, I believe. Yep, that's right. So this is just going to be a 2-day challenge, 100% free. We're going to go through how to get clear on your offer with your business and how to scale it by using AI, cloning your voice, and creating content here. So I'll go ahead and put these 2 links in the chat. That way everybody has them here, and we can go ahead and jump into Q&A. I know we went through a lot of techie AI information. Wanted to make sure it wasn't too overwhelming, but how does everybody feel? Was it easy to digest?
Yeah, it was really good. Go ahead and unscreen share because you put the 2 links in the chat.
Yeah.
And then I can see people raise their hands because that's what I really would like in the reaction. Because I think we're going to get a lot of questions, Natalie. And so
let's do it.
If you have a question for Natalie, in the reactions, raise your hand. And here's the thing. I really prefer questions because this can go pretty deep. It has complexities.
Yep.
questions that apply to you. Like, I don't want philosophical questions about something that's not going to help solve a problem for you today, tomorrow, next week. So that's number one. And then, Natalie, you decide if we're about to go down a rabbit hole because we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we
We
can
have
go
a
really deep really quickly. So,
we have a captive audience. I'm probably going to share this with more people afterwards too. So, yeah, we really want questions that are going to help the rest of the groups too. But if it helps you solve a problem, fantastic. Now, don't be intimidated by what I just said. Go ahead and raise your hand. Uh, the great stuff. Okay, Dan, we'll kick it off with you.
Yeah. So earlier,
Okay,
Natalie, you said
can you hear me?
yeah.
oh, two Dan's going on here.
Which
Go
Dan?
ahead.
The one that
You.
has the hand raised.
M-
Sorry,
Me.
brother.
I raised my hand.
Dan in Jersey,
Dan.
not Dan in Pennsylvania, but Dan in Pennsylvania, please raise your hand if you want to be next.
Okay. So my question was, I noticed because what I knew about like custom, through the few trainings that I had on it, and I just wanted to make sure I was clear on it. On the regular Chat GPT, they give you like general information,
Yep.
but custom, you're able to customize it exactly to your needs and your basically
Exactly.
whatever you're trying to do for yourself. Because I realized I'm trying to do a course and I put a general thing into a Chat GPT and it came back with stuff that I wouldn't have, if I was putting it together. There were like two things that I wouldn't have mentioned, and Chat GPT just mentioned it off the hook. But if I would have been able to customize it, I would have been able to have it more work for me, correct?
Exactly. Think of a custom GPT like a sniper, where you have to create parameters and tell it what not to do. Honestly, that's the most important
So
part.
it's almost acting like your brain.
100% acting like your brain. So what I
Yeah.
would do, Dan, just some action items is, yes, start with a general conversation with ChatGPT about what your idea for your course is going to be, what your goal is, just a general blueprint of that. Put that into your knowledge base. Get very clear on who your audience is, what you're serving, what your modules are. Train your custom GPT on that and use your custom GPT to actually go into the nitty-gritty details of that development.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Of course, good to meet you.
You're awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
And you can come back for seconds, just based on hands. Okay. Dan in PA, and Dan, did you grow a beard? I think you did.
Yeah, just a
Last
little
time I
one.
saw you. That was
Yeah.
quick. That was
Yeah, it
quick.
takes a week. It's for a movie.
Oh,
Impressive.
there you go.
Yeah. I had asked a question in the chat, and that was what I was referring to when you said you had a conversation with chat and then you copy and pasted it and uploaded it. What are these two platforms that you're communicating with to bring together?
Got it. So whenever you're talking about the example, whenever I had my GPT talk to the email GPT.
Yes.
Perfect. Yep. So that's just going to be native into the ChatGPT platform. So whenever you create the custom GPT, you're talking to your email one, you can just press the @ sign, almost like how you do on Facebook, tag your
Yes.
other GPT, and they can start having conversations on one another. So sometimes I'm talking to my email GPT and it's asking me all these questions that I know my other GPT has the answer to, and I'll tag it and I'll say, answer these questions, because it already knows it. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Okay. Yeah, like Outlook.com. I use Outlook. So we do an @ and it brings somebody into the conversation. Same concept.
Exact same concept. That's right.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you, Dan. Okay. Ray. Hey, Ray, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Kyle. Thank you so much, Natalie, for that training. Wow, it blew my mind, and I'm scared.
Of course. I wanted to condense it so it was easy to digest, but hopefully it's a good
You did a
step.
great job.
You see the vision, you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
You did a fantastic job, and I love the fact that you were actually able to input all of your goals and plan and kind of give you your day action. I was just saying that today to my boyfriend, like my day is so packed, like I'm overwhelmed. I can't sustain this long term, so I gotta do a better planning of it now. I got the Chat to be able to help. I just want to make sure. So I am not a big chat GPT in technology, so I'm more of a beginner. But how do I move like to the
Anyone else want to answer that? Ron, do you want to answer that?
All right, I'm back. Can everybody hear
Aaron?
me okay?
There she is.
There we go.
Yes.
We're good. So did you hear the question that
Yep, can you hear me okay?
Ray had? Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear you.
sorry, my computer had a quick crash meltdown. All right, I heard most of the question. Rye, is it Rye or Ray?
It's Ree.
Re.
Ree?
Ree.
There
Okay.
we go.
One day, Ree. No, I gotta get this down. So Ree would be Ron White. What's the word for Ree? I
Oh,
need
I'm about to
I'm
think of
about to come
read.
up with something to remember.
Yeah, I'm about to think of read. Like you're reading a book. You're reading her
okay,
book.
Oh,
read.
that's good.
Okay,
That's
reading a
good.
book.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
really
see a
good.
book. Read. Thank
Oh,
you
that's
because this
perfect.
has
Thank you.
happened like 5 times, and usually she corrects me. She was tonight. She decided not to, but and I'm glad.
So,
And I always want to be corrected because I want to say people's names right as Ron has taught us.
no, Ree, I heard most of your question except the last part. Could you go ahead and just repeat the question aspect?
Like, I love what you're doing. Like, I want to be able to break out my plan, things that I need to target. I'm good at doing checklists. If I have a structure, I can kill it in one shot and do it very well. But I want it to be sustainable when I'm working as an entrepreneur. So I want to be able to do that. But as a beginner who is really new with technology, I'm not very good with chat and all of that. Where do I find that custom chat GPT? I tried to looked it up on an app. I couldn't find it. I typed in custom exactly what's on your
Yep.
website, like AI brain or something like that. I can't remember the rest of it and I can't find it.
So,
Oh, there it is. Somebody put something in there.
yep, so it's gonna be right there at that link. Just make sure that you have the $20 a month version of ChatGPT. And let's see here, if I can pull it up. It's just going to be native to chat. Honestly, I'm not a believer of having like a million subscriptions for everything. So we're just going to try to run a
Mhm.
very lean machine, use ChatGPT, and then in the future, as you really master that, then we can introduce other tools to help you with your productivity and time. I know Kyle's going to share this recording. I think in the middle of it, we went through exactly what buttons to press to go ahead and create it. Otherwise, feel free to go ahead and set up a call and we'll just kind of go through what you have in mind and build it together.
That sounds good. Thank you so much. That was so helpful. Thank you, Kyle.
Hey, thank you. I'm reading a book. Ree, thank you, Ree. Thanks, Ron, for that. Okay, Jana Hub. Hey, Jana.
I think I'm understanding. I basically had the same question I think that Ree did because we do have ChatGPT, and we use Perplexity as well, and quite a bit. In fact, I used it this afternoon for probably 3 hours creating social media posts with pictures that are okay for me to use without getting a fine of $650 or whatever. And then, like I said, Perplexity for more of the terminology and legal stuff. But I looked at it and I thought we had the paid version, but maybe we don't, of the $20 at least. And I'm not seeing a custom way to customize. I know it's responding to me because now it even understands like when I ask a question versus when my husband Randy asks a question. And so they know who is talking to them based on how we are putting our information in. And I'm always
Right.
thankful and grateful. And, I talk really nicely to it, to the chat GPT, because that's just who I am. But is there a way for me to customize differently, or am I missing something?
Yep. So I recommend using it on the computer. It's just much
Right?
easier to navigate. So let's
Absolutely.
go through an example here. This is my personal assistant. So to create your custom GPT, you're going to press Explore GPTs. That's going to be the first button you press. Then you're going to press this create button right here. Create, and it'll take you
Okay.
to a page like this where you can go ahead and start training it on whatever you want to do. Now,
Awesome.
you can come here, have a conversation with it, and it'll kind of build a preliminary one. Or you can come into here and upload any custom documents, custom instructions, and do that accordingly.
Right.
So just to kind of give you behind the scenes of one of ours, go to the caption one actually. So the edit GPT.
So I
you'll
basically
see-
need to add that feature or do what you're asking me to do. Go ahead and add that to my Chat GPT because I do think we have a paid version. It's the basic paid version.
Yeah.
I'll look and see once we get off this call, but that's what I was wondering because I love it.
100%.
It's starting to recognize us and who we are about special needs housing and everything.
That's amazing. Yeah, this is really going to help it hone in on exactly who you are so you don't have to ever repeat yourself or anything. So this is what it looks like whenever it's fully trained. You can upload documents, do it this, upload long prompts, etc., etc. So the sky is the limit. Once you build one, Jana, you're going to be obsessed and you're going to build one for every area of your life.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of the information that you have shared.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
We do have the paid version as well. So
That's what I thought. That's what I was saying, that I thought we had the paid version, but I wasn't seeing that on our Chat GPT. So now I believe I know, but I may schedule a conference call with you, Natalie, so that you can school me up a little bit more because Randy and we're young, but we're not as young as you. So we need those teachable moments, right, Ron?
I'm going to say I was talking to someone earlier today that works with Natalie, and he's part of the group, and he's attended the previous events, and we were talking about. So she's now spoken at 3 different events. I've never seen her rattled or upset or defensive or short, and she's 25. That's incredible. So
I
well
got
done.
started early in my entrepreneurship. I feel like I'm like 40 years old in entrepreneurship years.
Well, and that's very young, by the way, 40. Okay.
Yeah,
Ron,
yeah.
you're muted. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, so I just used ChatGPT. You'll be glad to know to ask it, how do I raise my hand in a Zoom? So you've already got me using it. But anyways, I use it a lot, but I did just use it for that. But here's my question. A lot of my knowledge is on YouTube, right? 200 videos or more. Maybe, I don't even know, but at least 200 or 300. What would be the quickest way for me to get the knowledge from those YouTubes into a custom GPT?
Good question. I'm going to give you the simple way, and then I'll give you a glimpse of the little bit more techie way. Okay. So Ron, what is your YouTube? So we can just use it for sake of example.
You should be able to go to youtube.com/@brainathlete. Yes.
Guys, this is Ron White,
Oh, yeah.
National Geographic.
586 videos. I was wrong.
Quite a few.
So what we honestly might do to get started is find your best performing videos or the ones that really talk about your story, who you are, the core pivotal moments in your life. Brain Athlete, could you send the link into the chat? Whenever I just did the slash, it didn't work.
Yeah, I think you got to do the slash with the @ but I'll
Oh, got it.
it's okay. Here we go. I just put it there.
Sweet deal. All right. Now this is where the tool we talked about earlier comes into play. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you what this actually looks like. So there we go. All right. Can everybody see Ron's face on my screen? I love history. Yes? Okay, perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So there's a couple of tools you'll see I have here. These are Chrome extensions. I use Chrome for everything. Highly recommend it for everybody here as well. The tool that we're going to use is called lasp.co. So if I were to pull this up, it is right here. Just look up. Let me see if I can copy the link. I'll go ahead and send the link in the chat. So what it's going to do is it's going to transcribe everything for me. So I'm going to get exactly what you're saying. And I can just press summarize video, go to GPT 4.0, and it's just going to copy and paste it into ChatGPT on my behalf. So it just has an automatic prompt that I created that says, pull the key elements of the transcript, tell me an 8th grade reading level. And it's going to break down your entire video in a click of a button. I didn't type anything. I didn't do anything. Right. So that's the first thing that you could do, Ron, is copy, paste, copy, paste. It does save you some time because you don't have to transcribe it yourself. This is going to be the simple answer. So you'd copy and paste this into a Notion document and keep track of your knowledge base. The little bit more complicated answer would be using what's called a web scraper. So all of those little clicks that we just did, 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, there are AI tools that act like a human and click those buttons for you and then go and copy and paste it into somewhere else. That's a little bit more techy, Ron. If you want to go into that, we can just get on a call and I can kind of show you how to do that. And it'll kind of organize everything for you.
But
yeah.
it could, but that AI could use it. What you're saying could go all through all 536 videos and do it for me. In theory,
be able to. In theory, right? I would definitely do it in chunks so it doesn't get overloaded and start with your high performing videos. But in theory, it should be able to do everything that we just talked about.
Okay, yeah, I'll get on we'll do a call.
Nice. Hey, so if you guys have additional questions, raise your hand. We have a few more minutes. Also, Natalie put 2 different links in. One's about her upcoming challenge. The other is if you want to book a 30-minute call with her. Natalie, you mentioned about clearing your memory. So I do have the $20 ChatGPT version. How do I clear my memory?
I definitely wouldn't recommend doing it unless you have to. I'm telling you.
Okay, and how do you know, but how do you know where you're at on memory?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at this. So you're going to click here on, oops, wrong button. We're going to click on your face here. We're going to go to settings. You can do this on your phone as well. And data controls. Let's see here. On your phone, whenever you just go to your settings, here it is, personalization, mine is 92% full.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to just click this button here, manage memories, and you'll see I have dozens of memories. And this is like the heartbreak tool right here, delete all. And
Yeah.
yes, I do hate cauliflower.
Okay, and again, does it show how big each one is? Did it happen to show each one of those?
No,
Okay.
it just lists out all of your memories. So everything it knows about you is just going to be completely deleted unless you want to just do everything
each one of those
individually.
are just different trash cans and yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. So
Very
yep, that's
good.
how you can go ahead and check. Go to personalization. You'll see
And when
memory
does
here.
it get slow? Like at what point? 90%, 80%?
I wouldn't say it gets slow, but it's going to start warning you that your memory is coming. You're about to run out of memory. And then you'll have to get to the point where you just have to delete everything and start all over again.
Okay.
So it's like super last minute. They need to fix that problem, honestly.
Okay. So Dan has a question, then I have another question. If there's no more after that. So Dan, go ahead. Thanks, by the way, Natalie.
Thank you. When you create those different custom chat GPTs for the subscription you pay for, is there a limit to that data, or
To how
you
much
can create
data
5
you
or 10?
you can create. I probably have like 30 custom GPTs talking to each other. So completely unlimited. You can upload up to 20 Harry Potter books worth of data into there. It's a lot of data.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Natalie, I've heard Perplexity brought up quite a bit on, I'm doing a lot of trading and things like that. So a lot of those folks talk about it. And so what's unique about it?
Perplexity is great for staying up with the news, current events, data. That's what it's best used for from what I've seen. Deep research is the term that it's called. So if you're somebody who is trading, you need to keep up with what's going on in the news. I can't think of any news outlets, Fox, CNBC, whatever it is that, you watch for news knowledge. Go to Perplexity. I believe you can set up a custom Perplexity into there. And that's what's cool about these custom GPTs is that whenever you have a knowledge base, you tag it, you can create custom GPTs in any platform or custom AI in any platform. So I can do it in ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude. You can't do it in DeepSeek yet. And so they're going to get the features eventually. So Perplexity for research.
So it's not competition with ChatGPT, it's just a different avenue. And
yeah,
is it mostly
honestly,
free or do they have their own subscription as well?
I would say all of the models have their benefits and things that they're better at, things that they're worse at. For instance, ChatGPT is great for just overall daily use, doing it for everything. It gets you like probably 70% there. Claude is owned by Anthropic, so Claude.com, if nobody's heard of it before. That is great for copywriting, writing any Facebook posts or anything. It sounds so natural, it sounds so human without me having to train it on how to do so. Perplexity, great for research. So find your favorite tools, ones that you work with.
How about Gemini? How's it stand up with all the rest?
Gemini is great at absorbing a lot of data at once. I don't personally use it on day-to-day use for anything marketing or sales related, but we have started using it with creating no-code apps. So it's great for coding. If you're wanting to build something out, Gemini is a great place to get started with that.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, we got Katrina. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Natalie. This is awesome. And Ron, I appreciate you saying that. I just had to look up how to raise my hand too. For so long, I've forgotten it. But my question is simpler. It's on the note-taking part. I've just started doing some coaching, like one-on-one coaching, which part of me just wonders how obsolete that's going to be, because now I'm super excited to build my own life coaching here and use that for myself. I'm sure there'll always be people that want to be face-to-face. So there'll probably always be a place for it. But I was about to get Fathom for the AI note-taking, but I see you're using Fireflies. So I'm just curious how you chose that one, or if what reasons you have.
I use Fireflies. Of course, it's an AI note taker, but it allows me to customize how the notes are delivered. So after this call or after a sales call, for instance, it'll automatically send it to my Slack with notes based on the type of call it was. So if it's a sales call, it'll tell me, hey, this is Bob, and this was Bob's biggest pain points, XYZ 1, 2, 3. So that's why I chose Fireflies, because it allows me to customize how it writes notes rather than just giving it to me general.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. And just to go a step further, just because thinking about what you said before, especially if you're going into the coaching business, this is great to identify like, how does this person communicate and what are their exact needs? So you can customize their program for them whenever you're doing a pitch or a sale for them.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I love it.
AI first. If you do anything, that's the biggest thing you learn today or walk away with. AI first with everything. Should I Google this? No, just go to AI.
Exactly. No, I was actually becoming pretty bearish on Google, but they own YouTube and own all kinds of other assets. But yeah, I do think AI is going to definitely hurt search in general for Google and Google AdWords and things like that. Hey, any final questions for Natalie? And after that, we'll let Natalie share any final thoughts she has, and it might just be good night, but anything else for Natalie? Well, Natalie, amazing job. Any final words?
Get started with AI. Don't hold back. If you want to join the challenge, just go to leadsandrevenue.com. It's going to be starting June 12th at 1 p.m. Or if you just want to get a free strategy call, I just sent the link in the chat. We can go ahead and get started, but don't let anything hold you back from getting started with AI. Take some notes. Feel free to DM me, reach out to me on Facebook. Let's go through a brainstorming session, but it's the whole concept of you're not going to get replaced by AI. You're going to get replaced by somebody using AI.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, hey, I'm going to give everyone about 30 seconds to grab any links you need to grab. And also, let's give Natalie a big hand. Thank you, Natalie. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Pleasure to be here as always.
We just keep inviting her back. This was number 4. We'll get
Let's go.
more invites on the way.
Please do.
Hey, and thanks, guys, for being on tonight. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, we might just do this every month. Who knows, Natalie? So,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
know
if
you.
everybody learns AI, we'll just keep on getting better and growing because we're just touching the surface of what's possible.
So here's the story. So last year, Natalie spent how many months out of the country traveling the world?
I think like 8 or 10,
Okay. And
like
so
majority of the year.
we connected in January, and I said, "So how long are you going to be in town?" And you said, "I'm leaving like in 3 weeks." And I'm like, "Can you speak at the Dallas Inner Circle January 31st?" She's not left yet, so who knows?
I'll be in here in
Maybe
Dallas.
I think your business is just blowing up so much, right? With
That's
all
exactly
AI.
it.
Yeah.
We've been doing a lot of team training. So founders who want to learn how to use AI, they're hiring me to train their team on how to use it, speaking at in-person events such as yours, Kyle's, which is always a blessing to be there. And so it just feels like there's so much momentum. If I just leave and go on a time zone on the other side of the world, it might mess up my schedule a little bit, and
That
I'm
is
not
true.
ready for that.
Well, hey, we're glad you've been able to keep showing up for us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to see everyone. Natalie, hang on. I want to ask you a question at the end. So, good night, everybody, and we'll see you soon. I'll send out the replay
I love
tomorrow.
it, Ree. The heart, that's cute. Thank you,
Good night.
everybody. See ya, see ya. Thumbs up.
I'm gonna stop recording here real quick. They've changed this up a little bit.
Always adding more buttons.
Yeah, so I want to pause the recording. It better have recorded because yeah.
It did. I pressed record.